You're watching Cetome TV. Knowledge is power.
Stephen wants to know, he says, my doctor said my cancer started in the stem cells. What are they and how do I get rid of them?
So there's two different types of stem cells. There's the embryonic stem cells that you hear about, and they form all of the, they're basically called multipotent stem cells.
Okay.
So they can turn into just about any cell in the body in a generalized way. Then you have what's called adult stem cells, and adult stem cells are a little different. They're more specific to the tissue they reside in. And they are cells that produce a certain type of tissue, and they're involved in replacing tissue over our lifetime, growth and repairing wounds and so on. So when cancers occur, they typically happen in these specific adult stem cells. So the doctor is correct in that point. Cancer is a disease of the stem cells,
Okay.
and these stem cells can live forever. So if you take them out and put them in a petri dish, they'll keep growing and keep growing and keep growing until you stop feeding them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's he going to do? How does he get rid of them?
So targeted therapy, precision oncology, typically attempts to target these stem cells. Surgery is one of the best ways of getting rid of your stem cells, your cancer-causing stem cells.
Okay, so targeted therapies. Do you want to say a little bit, just a moment, about what a targeted therapy is? Stephen might not know.
Yeah, so chemotherapy attacks any rapidly reproducing cell. So chemotherapy drugs only active in your body when you have the cells reproducing and when the chemotherapy drug is in your body, which is not for long in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with that is the stem cells aren't constantly copying themselves. They go through these bursts of producing cancer cells, and then they stop. And so they're largely unaffected by chemotherapy drugs. The cells that they produce that are constantly copying themselves are affected because they're constantly copying and growing and dividing.
Because they're active at the time the drug goes into
whereas
your body.
The stem cells are not necessarily active all the time.
Okay.
And so because of this, you want to use a targeted therapy that stays in your body longer and then targets molecular features of the cancer and not just the reproductive cycle.
Right. So
like
chemo looks at what's fast moving, let's get it.
Reproductive cycle, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas targeted therapy is only going for that specific mutation.
The molecular features.
Exactly,
right.
So it's not really targeting stem cells then, is it?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Mm-hmm. It's targeting them by not targeting something that they're not likely to do.
I see. So that's even better. So it's getting them while they're sleeping.
Yes.
Okay.
It's getting them while they're sleeping.
All right. So Stephen, if there is a way to get rid of the stem cells that have caused your cancer, it sounds like
precision medicine.
Yeah, which starts with genetic testing.
Yeah.
And then looks at get some personal research to find out what treatments are going to be best for you based on the genes that are driving your cancer.
Exactly.
Well, that's great.
Thank you for watching Cetome TV. Subscribe below and stay informed.